and welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today we are doing a library book haul. Let's talk books. All right, you guys, last year was a year of book buying. I was on a book buying frenzy, losing my ever-loving mind and losing some serious coins. I love supporting my independent bookstores. I love supporting I know it's a chain, but my local Barnes & Noble has amazing employees that are just so delightful to spend time with and talk books with. And so I found myself doing this as a social experience and also being very impulsive. So I have decided to start the year by being intentional with how and when I use my local library. So that brings us to this library book haul where I have racked up quite a few library books, and I'm so excited to share each one of them with all of you. The first books that I want to share with you are two books in a series, the first two, and they are by the incredible author Rachel Joyce. Rachel Joyce is responsible for writing one of my favorite books of last year, Miss Benson's Beetle, and everyone said to me, if you think you loved Miss Benson's Beetle, you are going to love The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. So I am excited to dive into this book as well as its sequel, which is The Love Song of Miss Queenie Hennessy. These two books are the prequels to the third book in the series that is coming out in February. Now, will I be able to get through both of these books before that book is released? I'm not thinking that will happen. However, I'm just going to give it a go, read these books, relish in them, enjoy them, savor them, and look forward to reading that third book in the series. The next book is one of my most highly anticipated reads of the year, and it is Pride and Protest. This book is inspired by Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I read that book for the very first time last year in 2022, and this book is giving me the vibes that make me think it might be one of my favorites of the year. So Nikki Payne is an author I don't think I've read from. I don't think I've read any of her books, but I'm loving this little snippet here that says, when keeping it real means losing your heart. All right, so Liza B., the only DJ who gives a jam, wants to take her neighborhood back from the soulless property developer dropping unaffordable condos on every street corner in D.C. But her planned protest at a corporate event takes a turn after she mistakes the smoldering hot CEO for a writer. When they go toe-to-toe, the sparks fly, but her impossible-to-ignore family thwarts her every move. Liza wants Dorsey Fitzgerald, how about that, out of her hood, but she'll settle for getting him out of her head. At first, Dorsey writes off Liza Bennett as more interested in performing outrage than acting on it. As the adopted Filipino son of a wealthy white family, he's always felt a bit out of place and knows a fraud when he sees one. But when Liza's protest results in a viral meme, their lives are turned upside down, and Dorsey comes to realize this irresistible revolutionary is the most real woman he's ever met. Oh my goodness, this could be a play or a musical. I can't wait to read Pride and Protest. Okay, y'all. IG made me do this next one. I have been seeing this book everywhere and getting a serious case of FOMO, and the cover is really alluring. It's just got this beautiful black woman on it, and so a part of me already wanted to read it, but everybody and their mama has read Before I Let Go, so I need to join everyone on the Kennedy Ryan train. I've heard that we're dealing with pregnancy loss, which is something that I've experienced many years ago. There's some trauma. There's definitely some trigger warnings. But what this book gives us, what it ultimately gives us from what I hear, is a riveting, deeply felt experience. So I'm willing to go on that journey. Their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart. But she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another and then more. It's hot. It's illicit. It's all good until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever? Or could they even be better the second time around? This is some grown folks romance, y'all, and I am here for it. Before I let go, I'm ready to grab you and read. One of my goals is to read 12 classics by 12 Black authors, and fulfilling that goal is a library book that I just checked out, and it is titled Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. I have read Parable of the Sower. I keep having Parable on the Talents on my TBR, but have failed to read that book. However, I know that Kindred is going to deliver and give me the reading experience of a lifetime. I feel it in my bones, and I haven't felt it in my bones for quite some time. It's also important to note that this is a Fox series as well, and I love reading a book before watching the series or the movie. So, here we go, Kindred. One of the most inspiring readers and authors that I know, A. Marie, who is the creator of A. Marie's Book Club, told me that this book is one of, if not her absolute favorite book of all time. And honey, she didn't have to say anything else. I knew that I needed to grab this book. And the book is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This book is written by Gabrielle Zevin, who is responsible for giving us the gift of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. So between this being by an author whom I have fallen in love with and being enjoyed by a reader that I admire, I just know that this book is going to give me all of the feels. It is a deeply emotional book, at least from my understanding, and I know that this is going to be well worth the read. A.J. Fikry's life is not at all what he expected it to be. He lives alone, his bookstore is experiencing the worst sales in its history, and now his prized possession, a rare collection of Poe poems, has been stolen. But when a mysterious package appears at the bookstore, its unexpected arrival gives Fikry the chance to make his life over and see everything anew. Oh! This book already has me in tears just by reading that simple yet profound synopsis. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw that this is turning into a movie to be released soon. Lordy, lordy, I cannot wait to read this gem. I am wearing some Diverse Spines merch. I love that IG account. I follow it so often, like every day. I want to see what Diverse Spines is posting, and they have their Spines of the Month book club. So for their reading in February is going to be Moonrise Over New Jessup. It is a novel by new author Jamila Minix. I had such a great experience reading so many Spines of the Month last year. I am already on a good roll with that by reading Black Cake, the Spine of the Month for January. This is the Spine of the Month for February, and I think it's going to be quite an emotional experience. It's 1957. I love that time period. And after leaving the only home she has ever known, Alice Young steps off the bus into all-Black New Jessup, where residents have largely rejected integration as the means for Black social advancement. Instead, they seek to maintain and fortify the community they cherish on their side of the woods. In this place, Alice falls in love with Raymond Campbell, whose organizing activities challenge New Jessup's long-standing status quo and could lead to the young group's expulsion, or worse, from the home they both hold dear. As they marry and raise children together, Alice must find a way to balance her undying support for his underground work, mysterious, with her desire to protect New Jessup from the rising pressure of upheaval from inside and outside their town. It's based on a story or on a history of the many Black towns and settlements established across the country. Jamila Minix's heartfelt and riveting debut is both a celebration of Black joy and a timely examination of the opposing viewpoints that attend desegregation in America. Oh, this book is going to just elicit so many meaningful conversations. I cannot wait to read Moonrise Over New Jessup. The last 3 library books that I checked out are books that I have been reading in the month of January, so I am not going to divulge anything else about them. I'm just going to show them to you and, give you the titles and the authors' names, but you will have to stick around and watch my January wrap-up in order to learn more. The first book I'm going to share is All My Rage. This book by Sabaa Tahir is absolutely riveting, spellbinding, deeply moving, and I cannot wait to chat with you about it in the near future. For now, mum's the word. And then we have this lovely book, and it is One Last Stop. One Last Stop is written by Casey McQuiston. It is the first book of hers that I've read, and I hear such wonderful things about her writing and her other novels. This book was a fun time, and we will have to say, to be continued. And finally, one of my new favorite poets. I'm telling you, Kate Baer is just everything to me. I read I Hope This Finds You Well last year, and in January I am reading And Yet. This book was released in the latter part of 2022, and the poetry is so good. It's like perfection for where I am in my life right now as a wife, a mother, a working mother. I feel seen. I cannot wait to talk about this book because this collection of poetry is just meant for those of us who are on that journey, that share those identifiers, because sometimes you just can't put it into words, but Kate Baer does it for us. All right, that is quite the stack, and I don't even feel like holding those books up because they are quite heavy. So many amazing books from the library. Thank you to my local library. I just love my local library so much. I encourage all of you to take advantage of your local libraries. They need our support. They are there for us. And whatever brings you there, whether it's, watching your finances or trying to gain access to books without having to purchase them, for whatever your reason is, the library is there for you. We often forget that it exists, and it is meant for us to access. And I just want to promote that on this channel. I hope that you're having a great reading experience. Let me know if you've been to your local library lately, and if so, what did you get? Hop over to the comments section below and let me know. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.